I'm here on ECU campus where this crosswalk and this pedestrian crossing signs are very rare sights, and students are pressuring ECU campus police to enhance student safety. It was almost 6 years ago that Pirate Nation witnessed a true freshman make a name for himself in front of teammates, coaches, and a Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium full of 50,000 fans. Nowadays, when it comes time to study, college students are taking their books, tossing them aside, and have picked up a less traditional role. It's prescription drugs, similar to this prescribed Adderall, that has students' attention. Since prescription drug use has also increased nationally, you would think access to your local drug or rehab center would be easier. Well, think again.
Wilson looking down the middle, picked off the freshman, David Magazoo! And East Carolina has come up with a 33-27 victory.
It was almost 6 years ago that Pirate Nation witnessed a true freshman make a name for himself in front of teammates, coaches, and a Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium full of 50,000 fans. Fast forward to now, and David Magazoo is looking to make another name for himself, this time from the sidelines of Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium.
Just a passion for the game. That is something he's always loved, and you can always tell that's a game that he really cares about. And
Magazoo's passion for the game goes well beyond the field and the sidelines.
The brotherhood in the locker room, having that bond with 100 guys and everybody moving towards one goal and really everybody pushing each other to get there, and all the blood, sweat, and tears and everything that you go through to get to that point, it makes everything worth it.
Andrew Bodenheimer, a former teammate of Magazoo's, knows all too well the stresses of being a football player. But when it comes to a coach, he has a different kind of respect.
you're doing so many things. You're going from sun up to sundown, so it's really a grind at the beginning, not to show much as far as the salary goes.
Magazoo, who some days will work well over 16 hours, knew what he was getting into when he accepted the job as a grad assistant for Coach Scotty Montgomery.
You have to get your duties done. I mean, you have to do whatever you can to help out all these other coaches, whether it be cleaning whiteboards, getting equipment ready for practices, whatever they ask. It's ultimately going to help you to become a better coach. Pretty much just kind of like a Mr. Miyagi type of thing.
Though Magazoo is listed as one of the youngest coaches on the staff, what he lacks in age, he makes up for with his knowledge of what it takes to be a great football player, and uses his experience to help bond and teach his players.
Just going through those phases, and they know that I've gone through those, it helps us kind of relate, and they know I'm not just, saying stuff just to say it. I'm actually mean what I say because I understand where I'm from as well. So building that relationship and that trust in that manner, I think, has helped a lot.
When I first came in, he was one of the first people to take me in as a younger guy on this wing, and taught me a lot, man. Mags knows a lot about football that you would never know, and I think that's one of the reasons why Coach Smith didn't hesitate about bringing him back as a coach.
This fall, Pirate Nation won't see any Damon Magazoo interceptions or bone-crushing hits, but what they will see is a young coach full of potential start his climb up the ladder, which is the journey to be a head coach. I'm Jaron Honeycutt, Pirate News Network. Nowadays, when it comes time to study, college students are taking their books, tossing them aside, and have picked up a less traditional role. It's prescription drugs, similar to this prescribed Adderall, that has students' attention.
Because a lot of the friends he more hung out with did the same things, so it wasn't like a issue where he had to isolate himself.
An ECU student, Jordan Santos, recently lost a classmate, but most importantly, a dear friend to a prescription drug overdose.
Kyle, he was just kind of he comes from a background of drug abuse in his family.
Griffin, also accompanied by friend Michael Suggs, were believed to have gotten a bad batch of Xanax when at a party. The two boys were found next morning lifeless in two separate locations.
I want to educate people about the negatives, of course, about using drugs or abusing drugs, certainly prescription drugs.
Deputy Chief of Police Jason Sugg says of prescription drugs, Adderall and Xanax are the most common on ECU campus and the grid.
We would probably have, 10 or 12 cases actually that originate on campus. And a lot of times it's actually marijuana. based on our experience over the last several years, prescription drugs are associated with marijuana.
Since prescription drug use has also increased nationally, you would think access to your local drug or rehab center would be easier. Well, think again. After weeks of emailing, calling, and leaving multiple voicemails at 4 local counseling and drug rehab centers, I've yet to be contacted back by one. It wasn't until I interviewed Deputy Chief Suggs when I was informed of ECU's campus outreach program.
Of course, ECU has counseling services. They actually do drug abuse.
Jermichael Harris, a collegiate recovery community coordinator at ECU's Center for Counseling and Student Development, says that their mission is to reach out to students their first time on campus.
And particularly meeting with the freshmen at freshman orientation each summer, addressing them on areas of concern regarding alcohol and other drugs. Okay. When it comes to the prescription drug use on campus, there has definitely been a rise nationally as well as here at ECU. Though Harris and the counseling center love taking care of business by themselves, they like to rely on other proven techniques. As one of our outreaches being the collegiate recovery program that gives students who are either in addiction, looking to recover, or sustain the long-term recovery that they've already established by offering many different opportunities for them to engage with other students.
Acknowledging that, I think I have a problem and I need some help. That is the biggest hurdle I've found for people to get over.
Through our ECU Cares hotline, their students are able to kind of meet with someone kind of unofficially, just kind of see where they're at and then see where their needs may lie and how we might be able to help.
I don't think it should be an embarrassment thing because I think it's more of an improvement thing than embarrassing.
Please, if you feel like you have an addiction to prescription drugs, do not hesitate to call the crisis hotline at 252-328-6661. I'm Jaron Honeycutt, Pirate News Network. ECU students seeking a quality job flexible on hours that will help them get some experience in business or marketing techniques can look no further than Campus Cookies of Uptown Greenville. Marketing advisor of Campus Cookies and East Carolina student Aaron Hebb says it's important to have a good job while in school.
We're run by students. Everybody that works in the shop here and in all the other stores, we're all students on the campuses. We know the campuses.
The unique technique to only hire students teaches them how to compete in marketing while doing small marketing campaigns.
Essentially what I do is I kind of rally up different students on campus to promote our brand across campus and across Greenville.
General Manager Zach Noble says picking the specials for the day is also an unsung marketing strategy.
This whole weekend we did, if you buy 12 baked goods, you get 6 baked goods for free. And then every night we have like different things. Like one night our milk will be like 80 cents a milk. And
even when it comes to seasonal specials.
Right now with Halloween coming up, we're doing, we've got it's like a tin full of candy that you'll get along with your cookies and your milk.
Soap Dogs manager Kenny King says marketing is important to Greenville.
You definitely have to have good promotions to get people through the door, and you have to have something that sets yourself apart from everyone else.
King says Campus Cookies does good work.
Campus Cookies are awesome. They're awesome to us. They bring us cookies late night. A lot of us are down here to the wee hours in the morning working.
Campus Cookies also plays a clutch role from the grid to the dorms.
The dorms and the grid are our highest volume delivery zones, so that definitely ends up hitting a lot of ECU students.
And the slogan?
Our slogans get baked, but like we don't get baked.
This is Jaron Honeycutt reporting for Pirate News Network.